You're watching T2T Boxing in association with IFL TV and KO Clothing. Here with me, I'm joined by Darragh Super Foley, fresh off the back of his win this weekend with Sonny, Katiandagho. Thanks for joining us, mate.
Thank you, Tommy boy.
Good to see you. Good to see you. Very tough fight of the weekend. A lot of people would have seen it on the Oz Boxing stream who weren't there at the weekend. But very tough competitor, the WBC World Youth Champion that you came up against. What are your initial thoughts on the win?
Yeah, it was a nice right hand, wasn't it?
It was a very nice punch.
Leading up to it, it was a good hard fought fight, you know. It was scrappy at times. There was a lot of feeling out. There was a lot of range finding. There was a lot of fucking headbutts. A lot of headbutts.
There's a lot of head clashes.
A lot of headbutts. But in the end, I got the job done. My power bailed me out, and I'll be a lot better the next time.
So there was a lot of head clashes. You obviously sustained some fairly obvious facial injuries. Even from people watching online, they could have seen that. Looked like a bit of a potential break in the cheek. I know you've been to the doctor a few times this week. So what's the score on that? Are you injury free, or how's that ended up?
That's the first time I've ever went into a fight Caucasian, and I came out looking North Korean. I'm all good though. I went to the doctors, we got scanned, there's no broken orbital bones, my eyes are intact, my retinas are fine, everything's fine. It was just from that sheer impact, that repetitive skull smashing off your face, you know.
Just bruising from
just bruising, and that's it, I'm fine.
And I say it's not something that you've become unaccustomed to. There's been plenty of head clashes and that sort of things in your recent fights. As a very rangy southpaw, do you feel like you suffer from people just wanting to jump in and getting close to you to try and get out of your range and out of the awkwardness?
I think so. Like in between every corner, the ref last Saturday's coming out. Oh, what head clashes? I'm saying head clashes. Look at my fucking face and look at his, and tell me who's initiating these head clashes. I'm hardly gonna try and fucking face clash him. Look at my face and look at his, and tell me who's initiating these head clashes. Yeah, it was wild. It was a little bit scrappy at times, but it's like these guys as well. They do their homework. They know I can punch, so they're very nervy. They either don't want to throw, or else if they're gonna throw, they're gonna throw and just stay in there, so I can't get anything back at them, you know. And a lot of the time that means their head's busting off mine. But I should have been cuter. I should have been taking a step back as it launching, boom, whipping it up, coming over the top. But yeah.
And that's what we saw in the last couple of rounds. You started to box a bit more, and that's when those openings came about, and you were able to get the knockout from that. And I know it's something that you've said before yourself as well. Do you feel that you get sucked into the fight too much sometimes, and don't rely on your boxing ability as much as you do your power?
People that have seen me fight the last few times, they probably think like I'm just a puncher, you know. I'm always setting up that. I'm telling you now, mate. See me, I can box. I have skills, and I'm sick of saying it, but because it's easy to say, anyone can talk shit, but I can box, man. No one can outbox me in the gym. You see me in the gym, I'm just fucking around, but sometimes in the fights, it's like that red mist comes down me, and for me, when I'm in a fight, it's kill or be killed. I want to kill them. I want to fucking kill them, man. It's not like point scoring for me. I just gotta rein that in sometimes and change the attitude, as opposed to, you know, just win the fight. It ain't a fucking battle. It's not. You don't want to kill this guy. You don't want to seriously hurt him. You just want to win the fight. And that's sometimes what you gotta find the perfect medium. Yeah. I don't want to be a safety force guy because I'm an exciting fighter. And that's what draws a lot of people to me, because they know anytime I fight, more than likely someone's gonna. Well, not me, but you know, I'm gonna give everything.
That's it, absolutely. So I haven't been to one of your fights that hasn't been sort of all action all the way through. And you know, so like you say, it can be scrappy at times, but you're a very rangy southpaw, and that just comes with the territory, really. People are always going to be that way around yourself. Now, I know you put out a statement on Instagram and Facebook the other day, just following the fight, saying the first of 3 big fights of 2017. So you obviously got your eyes on a few things for later in the year. what does that involve for yourself, and when can we see you out next, and what are you expecting to do for the rest of the year?
Late June, early July, Czar Amonsot. I'm number 15 with the WBA at the minute. He's number 4. After this, when the reigns get updated next week, I'll be number 10, if not better. Well, I better be. I better be, because anyone else in them rankings, they don't take the fights I've taken. Look at my record against theirs. Now I'm no accountant, even though I'm good with figures. I'm no accountant. Do the statistics. All my opponents in my short 14-fight career, the win-loss record, just tot it all up whatever way you do it, against anyone in that top 15 in their first 14 fights, and I reckon I'll probably be sitting in pole position. So everyone always says, oh, this guy, he's too big with his boots, he's trying to jump before he walks. I've had no apprenticeship. I've been fighting 10-round fights since my 5th fight. So it's not like most of these guys, they finish their apprenticeship after 15 fights, then they move up to an 8-rounder or a 10-rounder. I've been fighting 10-rounders since my 5th fight. I'm ready. Trust me, I'm ready. They have to put me in the top 10. I just knocked out the current WBC Youth World Champion. What else did he want me to do? Czar Amonsot's ranked number 4. There's been correspondence about getting the fight done before. Maybe as a final eliminator or something. I'm the WBA Oceania champion. He's the WBA interim Oceania champion. How many times do you hear a champion calling out as mandatory? How many times? I want to fight my mandatory. I want to fight him. I don't want to fight anyone else. He's number 4. I'm going to be in that top 10 soon. Let's get it on. Let's get it on.
So I take it for you at the moment, the main focus is getting those rankings and just progressing yourself in those rankings so you can get as high up as you can.
Pushing forward. That's the only focus. I'm not looking this way. I'm looking that way. I'm going up. That's my trajectory, up. The only way is up.
And we've got a big card coming up in Australia potentially around that time. Pacquiao Horn has just been announced July 2nd, I think, for down in Brisbane. Has there been any talk between your team of getting you on that show? Is that a potential option there?
Everything's an option. July 2nd, I'd love to get on that card. Pacquiao, legend, Jeff Horn, I wish him all the best. Hopefully he can pull off a big upset. Manny Pacquiao is with Top Rank. Which Australian light welterweight does Top Rank have? Lenny Zappavigna. He's after being knocked out in America by Sergey Lipinets. He's going to look for a way to get back into them rankings. Why not fight a world rank guy? Let's get it on. Why not?
Is this you right now calling out Lenny Zappavigna for a fight on that card?
I'm not calling out anyone because I don't need to, because I don't need to. But if he wants to fight, I'll fight him. Let's do it. Why not? Michael Katiandagho, I hear he's back in boxing. Let's do it. Why not? Even though he's kind of like a Zappavigna or a Amonsot, they're good fighters. Katiandagho was a good fighter. Right now, Katiandagho was a good fighter that is no longer a good fighter. So it'll be easy work. But the other two guys, you know. But I'll include Katiandagho in there because he had a legendary career.
Absolutely.
He should be retired now, but sometimes.
As we know, fighters find it hard to retire, and they say a man with a great reputation on both sides of the pond. So looking at that Horn Pacquiao fight, what are your thoughts on the main event, the one that everyone's going to be talking about for the next few months? What do you think Jeff Horn's chances are against, say, what is a living legend in Manny Pacquiao?
I think Pacquiao beats him like a 116, 112 scorecard. Horn's solid. He's solid. He's a solid fighter. He doesn't do anything exceptionally, but he does everything. He does everything quite good, Pacquiao's obviously slowing down. He's not the fighter he once was, but he's still a hell of a fighter. The only thing that frightens me is Horn. He's either out of range or he's in range. He jumps in and a lot of time he's face first, and against someone that has Pac-Man's left hand, it could be a lethal concoction, but we'll wait and see. I wish him all the best.
And on the undercard, I know someone that we've spoken about before. You got George Kambosos, Camille Bala. very, very, very tough fight for Kambosos there. What are your thoughts on that fight and how that might go?
My thoughts on Kambosos is a bitch. That's all I got to say on that one.
Alright, we'll move on. Elsewhere, we've got a big fight coming up with Parker Fury. Big New Zealand heavyweight world champion coming up against the British cousin of Tyson Fury. Yeah, everyone here thinking that Parker should do the business. What are your thoughts on that one?
Interesting fight. Parker's good hand speed. It's good solid fundamentals. Huey, I've only watched him a couple of times, but from what I've seen of him, he doesn't look great. But all the time, his father, trainer Peter, his cousin Tyson, is saying, "You're not seeing the best of him. You haven't seen the best of him yet." And it could be one of them occasions where the stars align and it just clicks with him, and he comes out and destroys Parker, or maybe not. One thing you know about the Furies, with all travelling men, they have heart, and he'll fight till that final bell. So it's not going to be easy for Parker, no way. But if it was bet with your money, I'll probably keep it.
Yeah.
I just say it back on them.
No, look, I think it's going to be a tight fight as well, but like I say, as we've seen, I think Tyson was a massive underdog against Klitschko. I think Fury's a slight underdog against Parker, so yeah, we've got a very interesting fight in our hands, and fair play to Duco for bringing a big fight like that down to New Zealand, and so obviously Horn and Pacquiao under Duco promotions as well, so some big things happening here in Australia. But look, we'll wish you all the best, Darragh. Appreciate your time today. Hopefully we'll see you back in the gym very soon. So I know you had a bit of an injury, but with no breaks, you'll be back in the gym training in the next couple of weeks?
I'll be back next week, and I'll be back fighting, defending my title, walking my way up them ranks. That's the only way I'm looking. End of June, end of July time. Just before you go, Tommy, I'd like to touch on one point.
Go for it.
Did you see the scorecards from the other night?
Yes, sorry, I did see the scorecards. I did mean to ask about this. I understand that on at least one of the scorecards you had won 0 rounds by the time of the stoppage. So I understand you're probably not happy about it.
I'm a fair man. I'm honest as the day is long. That's just me by nature. That's all I ever tried to be, is just a good old-fashioned gentleman. For one judge the other night to say that I didn't win one round, I lost every single round. What sort of drugs is that man smoking? And I'm sick of this shit. I'm sick to death of this fucking shit. Every time I fight, I start the fight 2, 3 rounds, points behind. I don't know why. And it's so frustrating for me, because these people are trying to take my dreams away from me. I don't know what I've done wrong. Anytime I go into fight, I fight with me heart. I fight like it's the last time I'm ever gonna live. All I ever try and do is my best. Anytime a shit talking opponent or whatever, it's only to build the fight. Win, lose or draw, every single opponent I've ever fought, backstage I'll go into them after and I'll congratulate them for sharing the ring with me. Win, lose or draw. Make sure they're okay, health-wise, so I can sleep that night, and wish them all the best in the future. Is that a prick? Is that a prick that deserves to be 3 rounds down before every fight? Is that a prick that deserves not to be accredited with 1 round in a fight where he clearly, there's no way I didn't win them first 2 rounds, and probably shaded the third or whatever, the rest was kind of close. Against Valborg, the scorecards are level. See, it's not one offence, it's every single offence. Against Mick Blackett, you have him down 3 or 4 times. I get accredited for 1 knockdown. Every single time. Against Brandon Oakley, I'm getting points deducted in the 2nd round. For what? Did I hit him after the bell? Did I hit him low? Did I headbutt him? No. For pushing him or holding. Who takes points in the 2nd round of a championship fight and then points again in the 10th round?
What do you think that's down to? Do you think it's a stylistic thing? Do you think it's a personal thing, or have you got an idea?
It's not stylistic. It has to be personal. I don't have a clue what it was. I used to think it was maybe a select two people, because if you go back and look at the scorecards, and none of these fights are on YouTube, because obviously I want to keep footage of me off YouTube. I'll happily upload all these fights tomorrow, so everyone can make their own decision. See if that was a knockdown in the 5th round against Valborg. See if Ogilvy me to the ground in the fourth round, and if a point deduction to me in the second was warranted, something is wrong, man. And this is the bad thing about boxing. There's no one I can go to and voice my disdain, my concern, and say, you know what, I don't know what's going on here. Everyone always says, like, you're very wild, you fight like you need to. Yeah, I do, because I don't trust these guys that have been tasked with the job of adjudicating me. I don't trust them. I don't trust them. That's why I always try and knock them out, to take it away from them. People are saying, oh, you're calling out Caesar, saying you'll go down to Melbourne to fight. I'm like, yeah, why? The judging down there, you're going to be 3 points behind before they even start. I said, you crazy, 3 points? I'm good with that. I'm behind the 8 ball up here by 3 points anyway. Fuck, what's the difference going down there? What's the difference?
So are you at the stage now where you feel like an away fight is just the same as a home fight, and you don't have that advantage anywhere?
I'm an away fighter here. I always knew I was an away fighter, but I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on, but something needs to happen. And everyone's saying, like, oh, don't say anything about it. Just let it go. And I said, okay. So the first time, okay, I let it go. Second time, okay. Third time, okay, I let it go. But if I keep letting it go, like, they can't fuck me over anymore. They can't disqualify me before the fight. So if I say, I don't trust any of these judges, I don't trust any of these judges, what are you going to do to me next time? Have me down 4 points behind? Good. Have me down 6? It doesn't matter, because they still don't trust you, and I'm still going for the knockout in this next fight. That's my attitude. That's my mentality. But the plan I have in place, I'm only going to have to put up with this for 2-3 more fights. Then boom, I'm out of here. I'm out of here, and you know what? I'll never look back, because I've never gone nothing. And all I ever wanted as a man was a fair crack at the win. I don't want no advantage, no home advantage. Just give me a fair crack at the win. And as a professional boxer who sacrifices so much more than anyone will ever know about, that's at the very least what I deserve. Of half these people have never fought themselves, that don't know anything about boxing, but go in there with a predetermined scorecard, that whether I'm winning these rounds or not, that's still going to be their scorecards after 5, 6, 7 rounds. It's bullshit, man.
Well, I think most fighters in particular will probably feel your pain there in certain levels, and I think in Australia it's an ongoing debate as to how fair judging can be. Certainly, something that I've raised the question of over a few times. But look, appreciate you wanting to vent your frustration there. But at the end of the day, did come through with the victory. Did manage to pull that KO out of the bag. And if anyone hasn't seen it, check out Ozboxing's Facebook page. Well worth a watch. And so just before we go, another good fight on that card with someone I know you know very well, Ben Saber, coming up against Joel De La Cruz. Came through, picking up his second knockout that night, and so he's progressing very quickly as well. What are your thoughts on say Ben's victory and his potential moving forward?
I didn't get to watch the fight, but Ben's potential, Ben can go as far as he wants. He has Ben can go as far as he wants to spar him on a regular basis, and I always say to him, he gives me the best workout of anyone. He can go as far as he wants to go, he just has to want it. Same with everyone. Thanks for your time, Tommy. I appreciate it.
No worries, mate. No worries. I know it's been a little while, and I'll give you back your evening, and I'm sure we'll catch up very soon.
Thank you. And just before we go, Tommy, I'd like to support everyone back home, world, anyone that follows me. Like, sometimes it's hard, you get out of a fight, you don't see these notifications on missed posts. It's heartwarming, man, it's heartwarming. Especially when I got out of the ring and I'm so happy, I feel elated. And the Tony comes over to me and says, do you know what the scorecards were at the time of the stoppage? And I'm like, I don't even want no time, I just want to enjoy this moment. Then about an hour later, I'm like, okay, tell me. The WBA commissioner went over to Tony and even said to him, Tony, do you know what the scorecards were at the time of stoppage? On one card it was even, the other there was a few in it. One card, Foley was down every single round. I think it's absolutely disgraceful. This is a WBA commissioner on the night. I think it's absolutely disgraceful. I don't know what fight they were watching, and in my report going back to the WBA, I'll give a fairer perspective of what actually happened that night.
Well, that's one of the routes you're chasing down towards that WBA world title. That's obviously the end goal.
God willing.
Obviously, having those guys on board will help, and so fingers crossed we'll see you in some eliminators towards the end of the year, and we'll move on from there.
Listen, Tommy, I won't die wondering anyway. Good night and God bless.
Cheers, Darragh.